is Crossfire X. We all had a chance to play it. The beta was here. Now, this is the world's most popular game. And when they talked about it at E3, we were like, what? What is this? What is this game? We have no idea what this game is.
Well, remember we were there, and Phil Spencer was behind us to the right. I remember this, and he was talking on the world's most powerful, or not powerful console, but the most popular game. It's so exciting to have it come. You know, all this stuff. We're getting hyped, and then they're Crossfire X,
and it was a trailer, and we didn't know what it was.
Yeah,
it was like,
what is this game? It's
what the hell is
that? So we had a chance to play it. We had a chance to jump in. I'll go first. I just want to give my first impressions of the beta. We have been really into Warface Breakout lately, and I actually think, are you ready for this, everybody? Warface Breakout is broken. Like, that's just Season 1 launched. We've been playing Season 1. I feel like it's just broken. Crossfire X feels smoother. It feels like it already has an identity, obviously. I mean, it's been a game that's been around for forever. It's got a couple different modes here. There's classic mode, which is CSGO. You cannot aim down sight. It's all no sprinting, and unless you're a sniper, you can't aim down sight. Only snipers. That's classic mode. Then there's modern mode, which is essentially a conquest, capture the flag point, and then in classic mode there is it's
Phantom
Spectre mode.
Spectre
I want to
sounds
say,
good. Yeah, maybe Spectre.
And that is where this game shines.
That is the best.
That game is so fun. So that game mode, and this must be the main game mode that is super popular, because it is by far, to me, the funnest. It adds this strategic point that doesn't exist in the other modes. But what it is basically is it's the same as classic mode, where there's 2 points. You got to plant a bomb. One team defends, one team attacks. You got to plant the bomb. The twist here is that the attacking team is invisible. All you have is knives and a bomb, and you're invisible. And while you walk, you basically, it's not gimmicky invisibility.
No,
you're legit invisible.
It's very close to perfect invisibility.
Yeah. Now, if you start running, there's like an outline that shows. When you start killing, there's an outline that shows, and people obviously know that they're being stabbed by you. But it adds this crazy strategy that is so satisfying on both the defense. It makes both sides equally fun, to be invisible, to be attacking, to be defending. It's beautiful. I'm very excited for Crossfire, particularly that game mode, to come out in full context and to just really dive in and play it. TIE Fighter, your thoughts?
So I agree with you completely on the Spectre mode. Having full-time invisibility and only being able to knife people made a really cool sense of like trying to use your angles and trying to flank enemies and coming up behind them. It was very like, I am the invisible man, and it was really cool. And then the mechanic that they've added where you are extremely invisible until you decide to run. So you have to walk everywhere. But the enemy can sprint, and so they can get away from you, and you have to be real sneaky about it. But then you have a one-hit kill with your knife, and you have to defend your C4 once you plant it. It was just really cool, really dynamic, and a very interesting take on that style of play. One thing that I didn't like, and you and I experienced this in one match, right now in the modern mode, which is kind of just like the team deathmatch, but you do have the ability to aim down sights and you can sprint. There is currently only one spawn point for each team on either side of the on either side of the map.
I was on the spawn killing side.
Yes.
That was like the funnest time I've had in years.
So what we experienced was on the other team there were a few people shooting, but there were 2 people that just had their knives out. And in modern mode, if you have your knife out instead of a gun,
you are fast.
You are the road runner. You are just running circles around people. And what they would do is they would knife a person and then they would sprint to spawn. And then as soon as you popped up, because there's like 2 or 3 seconds between when you die and when you spawn, as soon as you pop up, shink, right there.
Oh.
And you were knifed again. And then they would just start running circles around the spawn point.
I didn't even think about using the knife. I was running out of ammo so many times. They would appear, and there's like a second of them not doing anything, and I just go, pop, pop, pop in the head, grab another gun off the ground, pop, pop, pop in the head, grab another gun.
And so we had like two or three guys just running in figure eights through our spawn, and your feet would hit the ground, and you would die every time. And there'd be nothing that you could do.
You're saying that's a bad thing. I was on the other side of it, and me and Jordan were laughing our heads off.
We came out at the end of this game. I think I was the team leader with 11 kills, and the other team won, and they had 2 guys with like 57 kills and 46 kills.
It was so lopsided.
Awesome.
Just unbelievably unfair.
I had a shield too, so no one could do it. It just boom, boom, boom,
right?
boom, 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 boom.
So I think there's absolutely some balance issues, but if you're comfortable with the CS:GO or with the new Valorant style of play. This will be kind of a touch on that for the console players, so that's really good. And then the Spectre mode was it was wacky fun, and being invisible is really, really cool. So
this is new strategic addition that is really, really cool. Spicy, how about yourself? Thoughts, impressions?
So me and Jordan talked about this game. I mean, we played this game a lot, and we talked about it a lot. There is definitely a place for this style of game on console.
Oh, absolutely.
We haven't had it before. We recently got it with Breakout, and I like that game a lot. However, it's frustrating when the netcode goes haywire.
It's broken right now.
And that happened a couple times to us. One thing that happened to us, you mentioned the sword and the pistol. There was more than once where we would choose our loadout to be the M16 loadout, and it wouldn't let us use anything except a shield and pistol. And so for I think it was like half of a match one time, that's all I had was shield and pistol, no matter what I choose.
Yeah, you have to switch your loadout. I mean, I don't know. I think that was just me not knowing how to get rid of the shield.
Yeah. No, we were legit stuck on it.
No, we were like swapping back and forth trying to make it work, and every time it would just default.
But that was modern mode. Modern mode. Yeah.
Well, that happened to me too. I thought I was not knowing how to do stuff. Is that a bug?
It's either a bug or a feature when your team is behind.
I was very much trying to get rid of it, and it wouldn't.
I was trying too, but I was also spawn killing. So
you were saying Warface. You really like Warface Breakout, this style of game, but Warface Breakout is just not where it needs to be.
The netcode is it's one game. 50% of the time it works every time.
Yeah.
You know? Okay. So one game it works, one game it doesn't, right? So that's super frustrating. I played a lot more classic mode than any other mode.
Oh yeah, on Crossfire.
And to be able to play this game type without those problems
that Warface has,
the problems I had were it was 1 out of 10 instead of 1 out of 2.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Obviously, it's a beta. Obviously, they're still figuring things out, porting it to a console.
It's definitely a port from PC. I mean, there's a mouse cursor on the
There's
screen.
a mouse everywhere.
Exactly.
For those in chat that are wondering, it is still currently available for download, but just for this weekend. So if you're listening to this episode on Monday, I do feel you've missed it.
The most popular game in the world. I really liked it. It was weird going back to that old school style of not being able to zoom in and not being able to sprint.
It was really jarring.
It's jarring, right? Because you're so used to that. But it takes me back almost to those days where you're just, that's how it was. You know what I mean? And it's very more position tactical. If you can't sprint out of there. You know what I mean? Right. It's once that clicks, it is extremely fun and a good time. And the console has lacked this game type for a very long time.
Yeah.
And there's definitely a space for it. I think this is going to be huge for Xbox going forward.
And it's free to play.
Yeah.
Throw that in there.
This is a big deal coming to the console, coming to Xbox especially.
Did you enjoy Spectre mode the best, or what? What do you like the classic mode?
That's awesome. That one makes you smile.
Yeah, it's true. There you go. Crossfire, the beta's here. If you've not had a chance to jump into it, it's available to the 27th, I believe. Or at least the rest of the weekend if you're listening.
We'll say sure.
There was one time me and Jordan were playing, and we all died because it was a bug in the game. So this does have bugs, right? We saw everybody on the other team with their names over their head. The game started, and we saw all their team, and we could see them like they were on our team.
Nice.
And it was, but I didn't shoot them because I thought they were on my team.
Yeah.
And so we all lost because we were like, where are they? Those are our teammates.
That is too funny. So Crossfire X, guys, stay tuned. It's just beta right now. It is coming to the Xbox. Very exciting.